Hello, YouTube and everybody else. Now I've got to find my Instagram and go live there. Did I close Instagram? Did I totally screw up Instagram? No, I didn't. It's here. Good. Okay. Thought I screwed it up. All right. Hang on. Instagram going live. All right. Instagram is live. Oop, don't touch the screen. All right. I'm trying not to touch my computer because it makes everything bounce. All right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, that means my Discord, my Substack is now live, so I need to, hang on guys, almost there. That's not it. All right, trying to find my live. Come on. Come on. My live is scheduled, but is it live? It is live. There we go. There we go. All right, good, 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 good. All right. I wanted to be able to see my live on. We got one person, still somebody. We'll get more of you guys on Substack. All right, there we go. I got it working. Okay, good. Now I got it working. Oh, hey Terry, there we go. All right, now we're good. I've got that working. Hang on. All right, excellent. All right, I think we're good here. I think we are good. I can shut that. All right, excellent. Oh, TV. How did the TV turn itself on? The dog stepped on the TV controller. Are you watching TV while I'm doing my show? Is that what we're doing here? I think so. What did you do here? There's my controller. All right, thank you. I'm sitting here and I'm like, how the hell did the TV turn on? Because somebody was standing on top of the TV controller, my crazy dog. All right, TikTok ready to go live. Today is a more red day. I have no idea why. The lights change every day here. It's very strange. There we go. All right. Yeah, I don't know if it's because the overhead lights aren't as strong. I mean, the lights look fine, but they're like, on TikTok, I look redder. But anyway, hey, Ash, we had a little dog malfunction. Sasha turned the TV on, so I had to go and deal with stuff. Paula, you know the rule here. Whether you can hear me or not has nothing to do with me. Give the volume a chance. The volume typically adjusts itself. I know, give it a chance. The volume auto adjusts. Hopefully it'll, for you folks, it should auto adjust on its own. So let's see what happens. Hey, Petruga, how are you? Yeah, we'll give it a second, like I said, because typically well, not typically, it auto adjusts. See, for Marjorie and Gunther, it's fine. So who knows? Hey, hey Substack. So how is it sounding on Substack? On Discord, people are saying it sounds okay, the volume. On Substack, it sounds okay. I'm assuming for you guys on TikTok, my volume is okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. No, everyone else is fine. So for some of you, you guys know how this is. YouTube and who knows? You know, although, you know what's funny? Usually it's Discord that's weird, not TikTok. I mean, not YouTube. But anyway, TikTok, you're good at least. All right, guys, welcome. I'm John Aravosis. Hello. It's good now. Well, see, it also has an automatic setting that it adjusts the volume as I speak. So that's probably why for you, Savage, it's okay now. For the rest of you, I mean, obviously adjust it on your end. You know, I know I'm wearing my fun little Italian sweater, the sweater that I did not remember was Italian until I found a label inside that literally said made in Italy, but it was like in Italian. So before even, you know, all the international stuff. Anyway, evening, Richard. So welcome, guys. John Aravosis here. We're going to talk about, obviously, the latest with Iran, possible war there. That's still happening. Latest with ICE and all that craziness. So lots of fun stuff to talk about tonight. Good amount of news, maybe not as crazy as yesterday. Yesterday was like crazy news. Is there a caption today on the show? Somebody on TikTok said, whoa, what's the caption about? Is there a caption on TikTok? I'm not opposed to there being a caption on TikTok. It's not a terrible idea. You know, but I don't know. No? Okay. And actually, kind-hearted, why don't you try like leaving, shut everything down and come, not everything, but I mean, shut down YouTube, come back and see if it makes a difference. But there's literally no difference on my end, guys. Everything is this way it always is. Hang on. Yep, Scarlett, automatically adjust for you. I'm going to turn this off. And now I'm going to turn it on, automatically adjust volume again. All right. We don't have stereo. We don't have echo cancellation, so none of the crazy stuff. We've got Scarlett on. Hello, hello, hello. Although it's not really showing. I will say it's not showing my. See, I don't want to. Just for fun, I'm turning this up. Yeah. See, if I turn that up, the problem is if I turn the mic up too much, I can turn it up a little bit. It'll start blowing out for everybody else. Right there. I turned the mic up a little bit. All right. Anyway, welcome, guys. John Arvos is here. Sorry, like kind of going slow here tonight. Welcome, everybody. We are going to talk about Iran. We are going to talk about the other news. I am in Washington, D.C. I'm a journalist, lawyer, background in foreign policy, a lot of background in politics. So lots of different things that we talk about. So we're going to get into all of that. What else? Please do keep the gifts coming. I always appreciate your guys' gifts. They support my work. Very important. Hey, Michael. Good to see you over on Discord. Good to see you. But volume is low on Substack. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it does this. It's just being weird. It's just being weird. Nobel Prize Committee's watching. Funny. Better. Yeah, I already turned it up a little bit. I mean, the problem is if I turn it up anymore, it's going to blow out. It's going to blow out TikTok. All right, I'm going to turn it up a bit more. Tell me. Let me look at this. I'm going to turn it up. Tell me, is this getting too loud for TikTok? Because if it gets too loud, it can like blow out. For TikTok and I swear we're going to start the news right now. We're good? Okay. No, because I just turned it up a little bit because it's being evil I do stream to some other places, and it's being evil for the folks on Discord and other places and YouTube and stuff. So, all right. I just turned it up a little bit. So, all right, good. I was afraid it was going to be too much for TikTok, and I literally have a piece of tape on the box here, so I know exactly where the mic goes. That's why it's frustrating when you guys don't get good sound, because it's literally the same location. The volume is on the exact location that I have a piece of tape on there. Anyway, all right, let's get rolling, guys. Are we going to go to war with Iran? Maybe. The latest is literally a few minutes ago that J.D. Vance says there was some progress today. And let me just read this to you from Vance, okay? One thing about the negotiations this morning is in some ways it went well. U.S. met with Iran again today. What's his face? Jared Kushner, Witkoff, who's the bad guy who's negotiating for Ukraine as well. The one thing about the negotiations this morning, according to J.D. Vance, in some ways it went well. They agreed to meet afterwards. Okay. First of all, is that it? I mean, we're saying the negotiations went well because the Iranians agreed to meet again? If I'm Iran, I'm going to keep, let's keep talking, right? I mean, I may not say it like an Israeli, but, let's keep talking, right? I mean, of course Iran's going to say, yeah, let's meet again, because the alternative is the U.S. blows them up. So obviously they're going to say, keep talking. So I don't know what the hell that meant. And afterwards, good point too. Carol said afterwards, like for a drink. What does that even mean? Afterwards, right? He says, but in other ways, it was very clear that the president has set some red lines that the Iranians are not yet willing to actually acknowledge and work through, Vance says. Vance says the U.S. will not allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon, arguing it would lead to an arms race across the world. Blah, blah, blah. He said Trump reserves the ability to say that diplomacy has run its course. Bottom line, I saw an interesting analysis today by Mark Palomaropoulos, who's a former CIA guy, very interesting guy on Twitter. And he said, you can look at all the analyses from different people, but the thing that matters most is what Witkoff and Jared Kushner thought today. They met with the Iranians. If they felt that nothing was coming of these talks and told Trump that, then Trump is going in, right? Then Trump's going in. But if they think, thank you, Mel, for the gift. Keep the gifts coming, guys. If Kushner and Witkoff think that, there was promise in today's talk, it's worth talking again, then we're not going in. What is concerning is, and this is where all the defense analysts agree, we have moved a massive amount of firepower into the area. Thank you, Diana. Always generous, Diana. My goddess. We have moved a massive amount of firepower into the Middle East. I believe I saw something yesterday that said a third of our Navy is like in the region now. We've got, I've got like a list here of the planes. according to public sources, 18 F-35s, 36 F-16s, 12 F-22s, 2 E-3s, up to 18 F-15Es. The F-22s in particular, are being moved in now. And Ali Alexander, who, thank you, Kim. That's a very nice. I always like that one. It's such a crazy gift. Thank you for that. Ali Alexander, who's a very good OSINT specialist, he said yesterday or today that, or maybe earlier today, we are moving the F-22s in. And at least last time we blew up Iran, we attacked June or so, the F-22s being moved in was sort of the important point, right? That's when it was about to happen, and the F-22s are moving in. He said the F-22s tend not to just sit there. We don't tend to move them in the theater, then not use them. Keep in mind, the other thing that makes it difficult with all of this is that it's very, exactly, Phil Simpson just said on Facebook, you don't move that much equipment unless you plan on using it. The other thing that makes it confusing to some degree is Trump, I would say very effectively, we'll give him credit for this one, when he went after Iran the first time. Oh, Carrie, crazy gift. Thank you. The animal band. Sorry, Carrie just did a very nice gift on TikTok. Thank you for that. When he went after Iran the first time, and there were some other examples too of Trump doing this, and I can't remember, but he's very good at deflecting, at sort of pretending he's not going to do something, and then he does. The first attack on Iran, one of the things they did to deflect, they had Netanyahu announce that he was spending the weekend at some family wedding, right? And everyone thought, well, if Netanyahu's going to some family wedding, U.S. isn't attacking Iran. He needs to be in Israel in case Iran strikes back at Israel. Trump also sent a number of stealth bombers, right? The B-2s, but he sent them, was it the B-2s or was it was the B-2s? Yeah. He sent them from, he sent some east, like from the U.S., east across the globe, but he sent some west. And the ones that were west were sent a little bit late. And basically, they were a decoy in that they weren't there yet when the attack started. The attack started, as I recall, coming like across the Mediterranean, going across Turkey, like that area there, Lebanon. That's where the attack came from. We were sending them from the other side of the world, from West Coast America, Hawaii, Guam, right? Coming that direction towards Asia, and they weren't there yet when we attacked. And basically, Trump sent the B-2s, some of them, late in order to make it look like we weren't ready yet to go to war with Iran, but we really were, and we attacked anyway. So Trump is very good at sort of changing this, right? But it's hard to know. It's hard to know what's sort of happening next. It's all going to depend on whether he thinks Iran is being serious. As I've talked about before, there's a lot of risks here. I mean, Iran isn't nobody. I mean, they've got a big military. They've got a lot of weapons. They've got the Russians on their side, but will the Russians really come help them? Right? I mean, Russia's in trouble on its own. Obviously, in Ukraine, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But Ukraine is a quagmire for Russia. I mean, Ukraine's a quagmire for Ukraine, but it's also a quagmire for Russia, right? The Chinese, I don't really see the Chinese jumping in and helping Iran. Thank you, Garden Girl, for the sunglasses. But when you attack Iran, you got to be careful because you have the possibility of creating more of a regional conflict. That Iran attacks Israel, that other countries, they attack the Saudi oil fields. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that can happen. By the way, I did learn yesterday, the dog she's whining, I think, because she wants an early dinner. Once I fed her, she got a snack after the show. We'll come back in a second. She got a snack. My dog is old and whiny. She got a snack after the show, stopped a bit, whined again, and once she got her late night meal, she gets at 8:30, she was fine the whole night. She was absolutely fine. My dog is a little whiny dog, is what my dog is. All right. In any case, so we don't know what's going on in Iran yet. Trump could attack at any time. I would make one final comment. I think, I'm trying to remember, was it Doug on Facebook? Who was it on Facebook? Phil, who had said, you don't move this many assets, military assets, into place unless you are going to go to war. Yes, but if you are trying to get Iran to give up its nuclear program. Clearly, you need to threaten them. Clearly, you need to say, if you don't give up your nuclear program, I'm not clearly, but what I'm saying is, if you believe the alternative is attacking and trying to take it out again, or take out the leadership, you need to make that threat real. And not just make the threat real, you need to put the military in place to actually do it. Right. If you're doing gunboat diplomacy and your intent really is to attack, if they don't agree, then you've got to have the troops in place to attack. But that also means if they agree, you don't attack. So I don't necessarily agree that having the troops in place, having the weapons in place, means per se the U.S. is attacking. I don't think that's true. I think it means that Trump absolutely positively will attack if Iran doesn't agree. But if Iran does agree, he'll call it off. I think. Now, having said that, I think, hi, whiny girl. Having said that, I think there's also a part of Trump who really, really, really wants to overthrow the Iranian leadership. Trump, I mean, he's got this crazy idea that he's going to get the Nobel Peace Prize for overthrowing all these governments. And I mean, every time he uses the military, he's like he takes not even one step. He takes like 10 steps back from getting his little Nobel Prize, right? But like, he's literally planning to take out the Iranian leadership to overthrow the country if they don't agree to the nuclear stuff. I have zero sympathy for the Iranian leadership. They're a cruel dictatorship. They just killed at least 6,000, if not 20,000 of their own people, protesters. Thank you, Russell. But you don't win a Nobel Prize by sending in the F-22s. I mean, that's a fact. This guy ain't getting the Nobel Prize. Let's move on. Trump's FCC. We had a really disturbing story last night. Trump's people are censoring TV comedians again. How is that inflation going? By the way, not well. I've got a story we're going to talk about. What is his problem with this? Actually, I got to make sure I've got the inflation story on here. Did I put my inflation story on here? I did, yes. Inflation's going back up again. Yay. Like, is this guy ever going to focus on, like, the economy? He's once again going to war again. As I've said, 12. Actually, the number of times he's threatened war, somebody has to count this. I think we might be up to 14. Because Iran, he gets twice. He went to war in June, and now he's threatening to go to war again. That's 2. That counts as 2 wars. Like World War I, World War II. They're 2 wars. He doesn't really seem to do anything other than go to war and, like, go after... He's going after comedians now, guys. Again, he's spending his time having his people go after comedians. Like, what? How about inflation? Wouldn't that be nice for Trump to focus on for a while? Last night, we found out from Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert is a very famous American comedian. That it's Y-O-U''RE, just so you know, for your. If you're going to troll with proper English. That's what I always say. Stephen Colbert last night, American comedian, came out and said on his show last night that he had to cancel, not even cancel the guest. I think they interviewed the guest, but either they interviewed the guest or they had to cancel the guest. Either they interviewed the guest and they refused to show the video, or it was live and I think they canceled the guest. Representative James Talarico, who's a Democrat from Texas. He's in the state house, I believe, and he's running for U.S. Senate from Texas. Primaries in a couple of weeks. And the Colbert last night said that he basically was ordered not to interview the guy and not to show the interview. And it was the lawyers that called. It was the lawyers from CBS. And they called and they said, basically, the Trump administration shut us down. That the Trump people made clear that they were going to go after Colbert and CBS legally if they dared air an interview with this guy. Now, they did this before. They're going after The View. They're investigating The View now, the federal government. The View is a show, for anybody who doesn't know, I mean, again, for an American, it's The View. The federal government is investigating The View. The View is 5 women that get together every morning and they have coffee and they talk about stuff. That's The View. It's a wonderful show. I love it. It's 5 women who sit around and have coffee. and they talk about the news of the day. It is not exactly, gangsters. You know what I mean? It's not exactly the mafia here, okay? And the federal government is investigating them because they had James Talarico with the same guy. They had him as a guest. Dun, dun, dun. Right? Remember, this is the same administration that threatened, not even threatened, Colbert is losing his show because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump got Colbert fired, basically. He's losing his show at the end of the season. That's it. It's gone. He got Jimmy Kimmel, another comedian, fired. And only because all of us went crazy did Jimmy Kimmel get his show back. But people went nuts when they fired Jimmy Kimmel. And they did. They did. Now they're trying to pretend they didn't. They did. And then they unfired him because people went crazy. I mean, it's not just un-American, as Flying Medic just said, it's what dictators do, right? I forgot, can I actually put this on I can put this on, I forgot about that. I forgot that I'm able to put your comments on the screen. Sorry about that. I will do that more in the future. It's not just what it is what dictators do. But it's really, again, could you focus on inflation maybe? I mean, Trump is spending all of his time going after TV comedians or Barack Obama or black presidents, right? Like, could he just focus on inflation once? It's really, it's really sick. And again, if I think Democrats should make clear that if this is the world, I've said this, every time Trump does this stuff, Democrats should publicly declare that they're going to do the same thing. When Trump plays the crap on Talarico, Democrats need to say, okay, well, Fox News, that's you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Phil. But the Dow's at 50,000. But the Dow's at 50. The Dow's at 50, right? That's funny. That was Pam Bondi. I think Democrats should say, okay, that's Fox News next then. Fox News. If you interview any Republican politicians, we're going to investigate you. Okay. And stick our lawyers on you and make you spend lots of money. And say, okay. And going after the comedians, they should go after, Fox has a lot of comedians on. Not a lot, but they've got several. That Goot guy, whatever his name is a comedian. They should just name the comedians and say, okay, all of you are going to be investigated when we come to power. And it's horrible because the thing is Democrats won't do it because Democrats don't believe in dictatorship. Democrats actually believe in democracy. They believe in America, so they're not going to do it. But they really ought to consider. I really feel like they ought to say, no, literally, we are a mirror. Whatever you do, we're going to quote it back to you and make a list. And we're going to tell you who we're going to investigate, right? Like, oh, you want Hillary Clinton to testify? Okay, then Melania Trump is testifying about Epstein too. Fair enough, right? If that's what you want, fair enough. No problem, right? Anyway, Jesse Jackson. So Jesse Jackson died today. Jesse Jackson was a famous African-American civil rights leader, 84 years old or so now when he died. Trump, Greg Goodfield, that's the name, yeah. Trump puts out a statement today that was actually positive about Jesse Jackson to a degree. He had to, I've got to pull the exact quote. He kind of started making it about himself and all his grievances again, of course, because it's Trump. He lied, first of all. He exaggerated, like, Trump's great commitment to the black community. And it's like, yeah, sure. Okay, Trump, whatever. And then he went after Obama and called him Barack Hussein Obama and went after Obama. Mind you, he used like this obituary for Jesse Jackson to attack Barack Obama. And you're like, well, okay, first of all, what was happening here was Donald Trump was using Jesse Jackson's death to win back black voters and win back not just black voters, white women. Because remember last week when Donald Trump posted that meme of the Obamas as gorillas, as apes and gorillas, which is incredibly racist. And the Republicans flipped out. Republicans at Capitol Hill flipped out. Trump did this today about Jesse Jackson to win back the black vote, but also Republicans often aren't trying to win the black vote. What they do when they suck up like this, it's often to win over like suburban moms. They're trying to convince moderate Republican women that they're not racists, that Republicans aren't racist. You can vote for them. It's okay. And that's why they do a lot of this sucking up to minorities. It's not because they love African Americans. They're doing it, and it's not because they expect to get African American votes. They're doing it because they're trying to convince white voters it's okay to vote for Trump. He's really not that bad, right? But yeah, the going after Obama stuff. Oh yeah, and I was going to say too, the other thing. So Trump did this today because he's desperate to clean things up from last week when he compared the Obamas to apes and gorillas. The second thing is he's mentioning Obama because of the basketball game. Remember I told you guys that Trump was going to freak out about the All-Star game this weekend? This weekend, the All-Star game, basketball, had two things with Obama. First, Obama's there with Michelle Obama, his wife, and they introduce them and they stand up and, oh, hello, right? And the crowd goes wild. People stand up, standing ovation for the Obamas. Nobody booed. Well, when Trump goes to sporting events, he gets booed, right? Remember J.D. Vance at the Olympics? They get booed. Then in the middle of the game, like literally, I know how you, like literally, God intervened, was it Deus Ex Machina or whatever? God intervenes. The players lose the basketball and it goes right at Obama and he grabs it and catches it. So Obama catches a loose basketball in the middle of the game and throws it back to the player. And I mean, it was hilarious and perfect and so Obama at the same, like regular guy Obama at the same time. Well, imagine Trump catching a basketball after a standing ovation, mind you, but catching a basketball, right? I mean, come on, right? It was amazing. Yeah, no, Obama, right. Obama should have taken the shot. Exactly, George. That's funny. It was great. It was great. But I guarantee you that was another reason why Trump flipped out. Because, and remember we said this. We said Trump was going to flip out. Trump was going to flip out. All right, how you doing, dog? I know. What else we got? Hillary Clinton. God bless Hillary. I've always liked Hillary. I'm trying to think if there's ever, during the 2008 campaign against Obama, I didn't like Hillary. I thought she was a little, whatever. Whatever. I didn't like her during the campaign against Obama, but that was like the only time. I've always liked Hillary. I liked her in the 90s, liked her as senator, met her as senator. Very impressed with her as senator, by the way. Was at a blog get together with Democratic senators and got to talk to Hillary on my own for like 5 minutes. Very interesting. Again, smart, interesting, very personable. I mean, like interested in me, basically very interesting conversation, right? So Hillary, hi you, I know, hi. Hillary today accuses Trump of an Epstein cover-up. Hillary accused Trump of a cover-up in its handling of the Epstein files. She said, get the files out. They are slow walking it, the Trump people. On her upcoming deposition before the oversight, she's got a deposition coming up before a House Republican committee. We have nothing to hide. We have called for the full release of these files repeatedly. We think sunlight is the best disinfectant. That gives you a sense of what's going on. Hillary and Bill are going to use this hearing to call for the release of all the documents, which is going to be very, very, very interesting. Now, I don't know if Republicans are going to get away. The Republicans do not want the Clintons to be public. They do not want this to be public. I think, let's see what happens. The fact that Hillary is accusing them of a cover-up and saying, release all the files, is freaking great. Absolutely great. I think this was really stupid of the Republicans, and I said this when it happened. House Republicans decided that they wanted to have a hearing with Bill and Hillary Clinton, right? Have the Clintons at the hearing, right? About Jeffrey Epstein. And why? What do they get out of it, right? I mean, what you get, now they think, oh, we're going to put the blame on Bill Clinton. Or you give the Epstein story a lot more oxygen so that everyone, Bill Clinton testifying about Epstein, oh my God. And then all you need is Bill Clinton, as I said before, to keep mentioning Donald Trump and the other Republicans, right? Elon Musk. I mean, Trump's Commerce Secretary, Lutnick. I mean, they just hired a guy, was it at State Department? The guy they hired who's in the Epstein files, some new guy. The number of people in the Epstein files for the Obamas to just keep mentioning again and again and again. And there will be a quote on TV. Oh, Gene. Whoa, very cool gift. Ooh, thank you for the wolf. Now I gotta, could people hear the wolf? I cannot hear things on TikTok because I've got a mic plugged in. So I never quite know if there's sound with some of those gifts, because that looked like a gift that could have had sound. That was very cool. Oh, could you hear it? Oh, that's cool. I thought so. Gene just sent an incredible wolf gift on TikTok. And it looked like the wolf, you could howling, and he was howling too. Yeah. No, I've got my mic plugged in, and that's the one thing that drives me nuts is I can't hear the actual, oh, you're right, you? I know. Anyway, dog is whining. Like I said, dog is whining, but dog is whining because she wants food. I swear to God, we got off the show last night, waited an hour till 8:30. She got her little snack she gets before bed. Fine the rest of the evening. It was like no problem at all. Do I think Maxwell will get out? She's got a pretty good chance. So the question there is about Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell is Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator who was sentenced to 20 years in prison for helping find girls, underage girls for him. And she has made clear she wants Trump to pardon her, to get her out of prison. She's recently claimed, interestingly, that through her lawyer, that basically Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, neither of them committed any crimes, she's claiming, and that she can, not she can prove it, but she's happy to talk at length about it. The thing that's weird to me with that, thank you, Jesse, is like, here's the problem with that. Didn't it already accomplish what Trump wants by the lawyer saying it? Or even with the Clintons, right? Her lawyer already said she is willing to testify that Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, neither of them committed any crimes that she saw. What more can, my point here is though, why would Trump pardon her? Because there's nothing more she can say. I mean, I'm a lawyer. Think about this, right? Ghislaine Maxwell is saying, I never saw Bill Clinton and Donald Trump commit any crimes. In other words, right? Abuse anybody. Okay. If you never saw anything, how much testimony can you give? Right? That's like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, I mean, there's nothing to testify. There's nothing more for her to say. The lawyer already said it. She can't, what's she going to talk for half an hour about? So now, Ms. Maxwell, tell us what else you didn't see the Clintons and the Trumps do. Okay? I didn't see them use any substances, right? I didn't see them abuse any children. I mean, like, there's nothing to talk about. There's just nothing to talk. So anyway, it kind of made me feel like her lawyer screwed up a little bit by saying that, because I'm not sure what Trump gets now out of pardoning her. She's going to give one sentence and say, yeah, they didn't. I mean, I guess you get the soundbite from her, which is a little better, right? You know, that would be a soundbite that would go viral, but still, it's a little weird. What else we got? This was, oh yeah, so this was really weird. There was, shoot, who did I get? Was this from Midas Touch? This might have been from Midas Touch. One second here. This might have been, I mean, I shouldn't say from Midas Touch, but they might have been the guys who quoted this. December 2016, thank you, Arifa. December 2016, Epstein invited Bill Gates to his island and informed him that, quote, new administration people were visiting. This was sent exactly 1 month before Trump was inaugurated as president the first time. New administration people means incoming Trump people. Thank you, Uncle Cree. Is it creepy? Oh, I remember your name because it only showed Cree at the top, and I was like, I think it's creepy. Thank you for that. Hey, enough, please. Oh my God. Every night we have to do this. Jesus Christ. And the dog is like 3/4 deaf as well. So if I try to get her to stop it, I have to talk loudly and it sounds mean. She can't hear a damn thing. So, but oh my God, every night is this. Although part of it I think is because I'm also on with you guys. If I were sitting watching TV, she might not. I'm not feeding her. Oh, you have no idea what dogs are like children. She gets her snack at 7:30. She gets her last little meal at 8:30. If I give it to her now, The whining will start at 6 o'clock, and then it'll start at 5:30, and then it'll start at 5 o'clock. There is no winning with a dog if you break your rule and start giving them food early. They always want it early. She wants to eat 20. She was trying to eat crap outside half an hour after I gave her dinner. I gave her dinner, and she's scouring the ground and picking up every stick, and I'm like, what are you doing? You just had dinner half an hour ago. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, no, the dogs like her are just, you know, no, we're still rolling. All right. Dogs like my little Sasha are just nonstop. Where are you hiding now? There's, oh yeah, eating, of course she is. She's trying to eat her sticks again. I see her. Anyway, I love my dog, but oh my God. I don't love my elders. It's true. Oh my God. Anyway, all right. What else we got? Oh, this is interesting. So, Democratic Representative, I think it's Democratic, right? James Walkinshaw tweeted something earlier that I thought was sort of surprising and interesting. I'm trying to see what she's doing now because, okay, come on in. Thank you. I don't want her out there long because she eats sticks if she sits out there and then she gets sick later, and I don't need a sick dog. Representative James Walkinshaw tweets today, I reviewed a redacted Epstein file saying that Trump never kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago despite years of saying he did. Why did he lie? Oh, was there a wig gift? Oh, hello. Who got the whale. Uncle Creepy, thank you for that. All right, you get the wig. You get the wig. You did it right as I was looking away. Sorry about that. Hang on. I'm trying to get remember, I still have to get my Trump, my brush for my Trump hair. There we go. Oh my God. Oh my God, this wig, like, I don't know how he does it. The wig just comes in like, good enough. All right, we got a gift that on TikTok that in exchange for the gift, they get Trump hair for a minute. So anyway, what else we got? Oh, Tricia McLaughlin's going. Yes. Remember the blonde? I mean, okay, the blonde woman. Like that narrows it down in the Trump administration. But the blonde woman at Homeland Security, who's the spokeswoman, and she lies a lot and she's really nasty. Tricia McLaughlin, she's leaving, she announced. People say, oh, she was going to leave earlier, like in December, and because of the public assassination of Alex Peretti, she decided to stay, which you're like, whatever that means. Maybe. I'm a little suspicious. She's only been there a year. I'm a little suspicious. I would argue that if she were doing a good job, thank you, Leslie, if she were doing a good job, now is the time you would need her. Because, like, right, ICE is in real trouble. Oh, Uncle Creepy, you are on a roll today. Thank you. That's a UN story. Damn, I've got to think of my UN story now. I don't know that I have new UN. Not new. I don't know that I have. I'm trying to think. Sorry. Uncle Creepy just bought a very, 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 very nice gift that merits a UN story. TikTok has certain gifts set up, or certain, not gifts. You can pick certain gifts that you do in exchange for stuff. And one of and you can, and basically, as a creator, I pick the gift. So that's one of the gifts I pick. And I tell a story of working at the United Nations, which was the worst job of my life. Help me out, guys. Maybe somebody who's heard my previous UN stories. What's one of the good ones to tell? My medical UN story? That's true. Actually, that's true. My medical UN story was very typical of the UN because it goes to sort of civil rights issues as well. I'm working at the United Nations Development Program. Horrible agency. I'm working at the headquarters in New York, run by horrible people. My boss was a total idiot running communications at the UN. Didn't know what she was doing, bully, and I have asthma. And one of the things that triggers my asthma in my lungs is perfume. Well, forget it at the UN. I mean, at the UN, it is nonstop. I mean, it is literally like this with the perfume. And first, I asked my staff not to wear perfume around me because I said, I literally was like, because, at the UN, you don't ask, God forbid you ask the children working at the UN anything, because it's like you're crucifying them or something. I literally pulled out my inhaler at the meeting and was like, I really do have asthma, okay? And I said, please don't wear perfume. It triggers my asthma. I can't breathe. I literally can't breathe. And They come up to me later, and several of the women, we were very concerned that you said we shouldn't wear perfume. I said, right? You know, we have French people on staff. I'm going, yeah? For French people, perfume is like an article of clothing. It's like asking them not to wear clothing. These are my staff at the UN. And you're looking at them going, and you can't say, okay, first of all, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. The absolute stupidest thing I've ever heard. Second of all, so should I choke to death around them? Would that be a better solution? Like, what's your solution here, right? Horrific culture. Now, it wasn't the French girl who said it. She didn't say it, but her colleague, she must have told her colleagues about it. Said, it wouldn't be appropriate to ask her not to wear it because she's French. I've lived in France. Give me a break. I think she could handle not wearing perfume to the office. So what my boss does, lovely woman that she was, and now works for like Americans, and now that she's under U.S. law, God, I wish I was a practicing lawyer. But my boss is like, well, you need to go to UN Medical and have them certify your asthma, or there's nothing we can do about it. Because I said, could you just ask the staff not to wear perfume? No. So I go to UN Medical. I worked at the United Nations, horrible place. I go to United Nations Medical, and they go, okay, well, you'll have to prove that you have asthma. I'm like, well, that's fine. I've got literally my asthma doctor in DC that I've been going to for 15 years, and my asthma doctor in New York I've been going to for like a year, or whatever it was, my new doctor in New York. Both of them can easily certify I have asthma. I've been getting allergy shots for 15 years. And they write a note and say, specifically, you mentioned perfume triggers your asthma. Have your doctor, this is my favorite, no, even those of you who aren't doctors and who don't have asthma are going to appreciate this. The UN says to me, the UN Medical Office, please provide a list of all of the perfumes that you are allergic to and the test results proving it. Like, you actually think there are tests for different perfumes like, Pierre Cardin, or I can't even think anymore the names of perfumes. They actually thought there were tests for individual perfumes. And I said, you do understand there's isn't a test for perfumes, right? Well, I go to my asthma doc and I showed this to him and he goes, that's idiotic. I said, could you please write? He goes, first of all, don't they have a doctor? I said, there's an MD running the place. He goes, first of all, asthma is not like, you're not allergic to perfume. Perfume is, and I think he called it an irritant. He said perfume is an irritant like ozone, where people with asthma are especially susceptible to it, which is why on those code red days or whatever they are, where the atmosphere is really bad, people with asthma can't be outside. He goes, they're not allergic to the ozone. It's an irritant to their lungs, and because you have asthma, you're at much more risk of coughing and dying. He writes the note to them. A couple weeks later, I get a letter back from the United Nations saying Mr. Aravosis refused to certify his asthma. His claim is denied. The United Nations officially decided that I didn't have asthma. These fucking UN doctors. Again, I wish to God it was a US workplace because I would have sued their asses off. Literally, please provide the test showing which particular perfumes you're allergic to. And you're like, it's perfume is the problem, not like, opium or whatever the hell it's called. But again, they're stupid. They're evil people. They're incompetent people, and they're evil people at the UN. It is an incompetent, evil workplace. I could say more about it, but we're hitting the end of our gift limit, but there you go. So thank you for the gift. Like I said, I was explaining this because we have certain gifts on TikTok that trigger certain things, and I've got one of them, a very, very generous gift, which that was, thank you again, that triggers a UN story when I worked at the United Nations and hated it because they're a bunch of incompetent, overpaid, spoiled brats who should never work anywhere for the rest of their lives. And the fact that the United States funds them is outrageous. Having worked there, boy, oh boy, Trump shouldn't give a dime to those people. Anyway, all right. All right. What else we got here? Oh, thank you, Uncle Creepy. That gives you. Oh, you're on a roll today, Uncle Creepy. That gives you a goat. Which goat would you like? You get a regular goat, big goat, Halloween goat, Christmas goat, and yodeling pickle is the other option. So let us know, Creepy. I know. I don't know. Yodeling pickle? Okay. I don't know that I have any other UN. I have to think. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Like, I've got, files of stuff on the UN. But, all right. Well, when I push it down, it does something a little different. Oh. That was a little weird. Oh, I forgot it doesn't stop. I thank you again. I forgot it doesn't stop. It just kind of keeps going and going and going. The yodeling pickle. Anyway, thank you for that. All right. Pickle Rick. Is that what he's called? I don't have no idea if that pickle's a thing. I've done allergy tests. Have I ever done allergy tests? Are you kidding? I've been getting allergy shots for 20 years. Yeah. There is no allergy test for perfume, and there is no allergy test for specific perfumes, especially. All right. What else we got here? Oh, the guy in Texas. So there was ICE, as you know, or Homeland Security people, the scary people, are trying to, spend $38 billion with a B to build new prisons across America, and very creepy, what they're doing. Well, a guy in Texas refused they wanted to buy his warehouse. He refused. Owner of a Hutchins warehouse, this is from WFAA.com. The owner of a Hutchins warehouse said Texas, said it would not sell or lease its building to the Department of Homeland Security amid concerns from the community about a potential ICE detention facility there. Majestic Realty Company officials in a statement said the company was contacted about the potential site, but the Majestic official said the company has not and will not enter into any agreement for the purchase or lease of any building to the Department of Homeland Security for use as a detention facility. Good. They're not going to like that, but good. What else we got? Oh, the 2-year-old baby. So this is a weird story. I mean, a horrible story. A 2-month-old baby staying at the Dilley ICE facility in South Texas was taken to the hospital Monday, according to Representative Joaquin Castro. This is from KENS 5. Castro posted on Twitter that Juan Nicholas, who is only 2 months old, was staying at the Dilley facility with his mother. Representative Castro said Juan developed bronchitis and was taken to the hospital Monday night. At some point, he became unresponsive. That's scary. His mother said he was treated and released from the hospital in just a few hours. Now, the issue here is, why do we have 2-month-old babies in prison? What's that about? I was talking to Callum about this, and he made a really good point, which is, okay, like, you say you don't want to separate the parents from the kids. That's fair, right? Because we had that problem earlier of the kids getting lost and all that creepy stuff. But he goes, in the UK, we just put, ankle bracelets on you. Just put like the GPS bracelets on them, and you know where they are. This is not rocket science, right? Like, what makes that so difficult to do? But families with young babies, the better alternative is to put a 2-month-old baby in prison. Really? And of course, the baby got sick. This is the same facility that adorable little 5-year-old boy, was it Liam Conejo, I think was his name? Remember the little 5-year-old boy with the blue hat when they kidnapped him and tried to use him to lure his dad, or they did use him to lure his dad? Same facility he was at. 5-year-old boy in prison. I mean, like, again, I get it. People are here illegally, whatever, but we're imprisoning 2-month-old babies. That should give you some pause, Yeah, I know the baby that I was saying. Peter made a joke on Facebook that I was telling Callum I had jokes like that I was ready for, but then I was afraid TikTok wouldn't be able to handle baby jokes. So I will share them on the screen on YouTube and elsewhere. But for TikTok, we'll skip the baby jokes. But exactly, imagine what Tricia McLaughlin would say about the baby. It was a terrorist baby. It was planning on taking out all the ICE officers. Yes, I'm sure. Lindsey Graham, our favorite girl. So Lindsey is Miss Lindsay is a Republican senator from South Carolina, and he's a confirmed bachelor. I think he's probably in his mid-60s now. Lindsay has a very particular, I can't do, actually I'm doing too nice of an accent for Lindsay. Lindsay does not have just a Southern accent. He has I can't do Lindsay. Can I do like a Lindsey Graham accent? I'm trying to do it. I can't do it girly enough, frankly. Lindsey Graham went off the rails today in Europe against the Danish prime minister and the head of Greenland. Is it prime minister for Greenland as well? The Greenland's prime minister. I know. Lindsay goes nuts on them in a meeting. And this is my favorite part. First of all, he sounds like he was drinking because he, at one point, brags, Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the world. And imagine like with some kind of a, Southern accent and saying, Donald Trump's the most powerful man in the world. Don't you insult my boyfriend, right? It just is, to me, that sounds like you've been drinking. The really weird part was he called the Danish prime minister little lady. He called her little lady, the Danish prime minister. A grown man who's something like 65 years old or so. Alexa, how old is Senator Lindsey Graham? Oh, he's 70 years old. A 70-year-old man, confirmed bachelor, is calling the Prime Minister of Denmark little lady. I'm sorry. Maybe that's just a Southern thing. I'm not Southern. I'm gay, but I'm not Southern. It's definitely my thing. It's definitely my people's thing. I can't say for the Southern people. But is that a Southern thing that a 70-year-old man would say? Look here, little lady. I mean, like to a prime minister? Like you might say it to a little lady, like a 13-year-old girl that didn't wash her hands or something, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's very insulting, but is it a little weird too for a 70-year-old man to say it? Or I mean, I know it's rude, but is that something like a 70-year-old man would say as a put down? You would? It just sounds a little, I just think it sounds a little weird. It's a little weird. Yeah. Anyways, but imagine saying this to the Danish prime minister, little lady. And then Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the world. Okay, girl. It's okay. You can calm down now. Wall Street Journal headline, the break is over. Companies are jacking up prices again. Higher tariffs, labor and health insurance costs have pushed many businesses to raise prices. So prices are going up again. Yay, thanks to the tariffs. Where was this? We're 1 week away. We are 1 week away from the 4-year anniversary of Vladimir Putin's 3-day special military operation. Yay. But remember, this was supposed to be a 3-day invasion, and the Russians brought their dress uniforms and everything else because they were going to march through the streets of Kyiv, the Ukrainian capital, and their dress uniforms. They were so proud of themselves. It's been 4 years that these guys have been there. 4 years. I hear you, dog. I know. Life is hard. I know. Trump decided today to attack Ukraine again, of course. Trump was interviewed about the prospects for peace, and he said, Ukraine better come to the table fast. Literally said it like that. Ukraine better come to the table fast. Arifa! Thank you, sir. Very cool unicorn. Thank you for that. I mean, he's desperate for his Nobel Peace Prize. He's absolutely desperate. The problem is he just missed the cutoff for this year. This year's Nobel Peace Prize cutoff was like January 31st or something. So he's already now missed it until next year. So once again, he's going to get confused and upset, of course. Thank you, Launch, for the gift. What else we got? Oh, this was interesting. This was the Washington Post, sort of analyzing where things are with the Russians. Listen to this. The Kremlin is intent on forcing Kyiv to bow to demands that would undermine Ukrainian President Zelensky's hold on power. But as Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine nears its 4-year anniversary, time no longer appears to be on Moscow's side. The Russian economy is faltering and its forces have sustained more losses than it has been able to replace over the past 2 months, Western officials say. The Kremlin also sees its window to reach an advantageous deal narrowing because the Trump administration could become distracted as midterm elections near and possibly weakened by their results. Okay, that's actually very interesting. That the Russians think it might be harder to reach a deal to their advantage because Trump is getting distracted. In other words, the Russians think Trump will help them reach a deal to their advantage. They think Trump is helping them. They don't think Trump is an objective guy in the middle. They think Trump is helping them, and if he gets distracted, it's going to be bad for them because then it becomes a normal negotiation. How's that for an admission? I'm going to go, actually, last little point. In the last week, thank you, Annie. In the last week, Ukraine has reportedly recaptured around 78 square miles of territory from Russia. If true, that is more territory than Russia was able to gain in the whole of December. So that's going to start petting my dog. All right, that is it for the news. We can hang out and chat now. I'm going to keep bending down like this and petting the dog since at least it's making her happy in a minute. Jason Biggs. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I had to Google him once. Somebody mentioned him, and I was like, huh? And I Googled, and I went, oh, okay. That's funny. I know. I hear you, but you know what? Let's not do like last night where we have two hours of whining until you get your snack, please. All right. Oh my God, Sasha. The thing is, I told you, I've learned with my dog, if I give her a little more water, okay, she wants more. I will give her a touch of water. But if I give her more food, then she's just going to want the food earlier tomorrow. I gave her one little treat. Let's see. I'm not convinced this is going to work, but let's see what happens. No. I gave in on giving her a treat. She gets a whole little production when she gets her treats later, but I didn't give in on that. But let's see if this holds her off at all. We'll see. Anyway. This isn't my finger. Now we're dealing with my back. JTA said, how's my finger? I mean, the finger is pretty good. The finger's as good as it's going to get. The doctor said, stop going to physical therapy for the finger. It's pretty good. It's still kind of thick, but there's not much we can do about that. At least it works. But no, I've been going to the doctor now because of my back. It's like never-ending joy with this stuff, you know? What do you do? There's some, there's scars, but they're hard to see. Well, it's not that hard to see. You can almost tell. There's a groove right in the middle that this hand doesn't have, right? So you can kind of see that going up the middle. But if you were looking on its own, it might look like it's the groove of my hand, you know? But it doesn't, it's not a bright scar or anything. It's okay. It's a red scar. It'll get less. But the back pain thing is really annoying. It's muscle pain, actually, which is really annoying. It's not really, it's just annoying. What do you do? I'm getting a new mattress. We'll see if it helps. I pretty much have to start doing, I might be a fan of Turkish baklava more. I was asked whether I like Greek baklava or Turkish, because I'm guessing the Turkish one, from what I recall, has pistachios too. The Greek baklava tends to only have walnuts. The pistachios are very good. I was very surprised when I made baklava with pistachios and walnuts. I was like, oh my God. I don't know if any of the Greeks are with us, if the Greeks do much with pistachios. I mean, the Arabs do a lot more, but I don't know whether the Greeks do at all. But the Turks and the Arabs do a lot with pistachios. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to see. I mean, I'm actually looking at Bob's furniture thing because my sister got a nice mattress from there. So we'll see. I did find one I like. I'm still having a hard time dealing with the... You don't. Yeah, I would say the Greeks tend not... We didn't grow up... I mean, we like pistachios as the nut, but we never grew up cooking with pistachios. And I told my mom for the baklava, and she goes, baklava with pistachios? I was like, Ma, it's really good. Oh, I know. It's usually, yeah. But do you guys fall in... Do you guys make any of the other desserts that have nuts with pistachios as well? That's my question. Thank you, Red, for the bear gift. Do you make any of the other dishes with pistachios or not really? They're really good in baklava. That's what I thought. Yeah, no, they don't. Like I said, my mom thought I was crazy, and I was like, oh, no, we didn't either. It's funny. I don't make baklava for myself. I'm very American in my dessert tastes. Greek desserts are fine. They're not American. Like, I like chocolate, gooey chocolate, creamy, like, you know what I mean? Or French, creme brulee, chocolate fudge, brownies and ice cream, chocolate chip cookies, right? Like, baklava is a Greek thing. My mom loved, like, what do you call those? Like jelly beans. She liked jelly beans. She liked jujubes. She liked little hard sugary candies. That is Southern Europe in my view. It's Greece at least, I think. I've always had this belief that the Greeks, they want sugar. As an American, sugar's great, but we want chocolate and rich cream and that kind of stuff is what we want. My mom loved the sugar stuff. Like I said, sugar candy. I'm like, bleh. Or that stuff, which I forgot again, what do they call it? I didn't realize, I guess it was mastika, isn't it? Maybe. The Greeks, although I talked to my Greek teacher and she goes, I love that stuff. We would go, when we were 13 years old, we went to Greece. And you go to visit the relatives or whoever, all the old ladies, all the old people. And of course, they have to bring you food. And back then, this is the 1970s. I still remember my Theo Vangeli, my uncle Vangeli, my grandma's brother, who gave us ice cream. And I remember we were like, oh no, because this is 1977 Greece and ice cream. The Greeks were not so good at ice cream at this point. Now we've all got good ice cream. They did not have, and the ice cream always had little bits of candied fruit in it. So imagine it's like the ice cream version of fruitcake. Just horrible, horrible. And I remember Theo Vangeli's ice cream. I was 13. I remember that ice cream. It was so bad. And the other thing they'd give you, right, the submarine, exactly. They take this, it looks like fluff, okay? It looks like marshmallow fluff for the Americans. It's white goo in a jar, in a jar. And they put the spoon in the white goo. It's very thick. It comes out on the spoon, dripping a little. And they put it in a glass of water. And you then, it's a hot summer day. You then drink the water. And you take the spoon and you lick the spoon, right? There we go. You lick the spoon. And the spoon is sweet. To me, this spoon was pure sugar. It literally is like sugar on a spoon. Sugar on a spoon. And then your water becomes sugar water. And you're like really thirsty because it's Greece in the summer. It's 100 degrees. And you want your water, but the water the old lady just gave you is sugar water. And you don't want to drink sugar water. And the spoon has a big glop of sugar. I mean, I was 13 years old and I didn't want the sugar. Like, it takes a lot to make a 13-year-old boy not want sugar. But we were like, no. Oh my God. But I remember my Greek teacher today or a couple of weeks ago was telling us about them and I went, oh God. But I thought she said it might have been mastika or something. I don't remember it being mastika. I remember it just being sugar, like no flavor or anything. WC says Greek ice cream is a distinct, lighter, and creamier alternative to American-style ice cream, often featuring Mediterranean ingredients like Greek yogurt, fresh fruits, herbs, and honey. Yeah, that's today. That's not 1977. In 1977, it was just bad. Dolphin, you may ask about inflation. Sure. Don't know if I have an answer for you, but we can try. Giving the dog the one treat did get her to did you notice how she has stopped at least for a few minutes? Yeah, Val just said Sasha's quiet. She stopped whining for at least 5-10 minutes there because I gave her the treat. That's why I'm saying, like, her treats are simply her whine is a verbalization of her desire. Like, when she wants something, she whines. She's always been loud, but now that she's old, she's like crazy loud. Black cherry compote. I wouldn't object to black cherry necessarily. Oh, Zia said thank you. I didn't. Sorry, Zia. I didn't see your comment. Zia said thank you to the person who asked that I tell a story. Well, and thank you for the person for doing that. Oh, anyway, you don't like Greek yogurt, Gunther? I like Greek yogurt. I mean, all it is yogurt that's been drained. That's what Greek yogurt is, literally. And the cheaper stuff is yogurt with more pectin or something. Not pectin, that kind of gelatin in it. But, women, exactly. Women, am I right? Dogs, am I right? Take my dog, please. Oh, yeah, the FCC did clear the bunny. The FCC cleared Bad Bunny like a day or two ago, didn't they? I forgot to mention that. That's true. That's true. Never mind. Okay. Or did I miss it, or did you just change your mind? Oh, what you were going to say? Oh, what was I going to say about inflation? Oh, I mentioned a story. You missed it. The Wall Street Journal had a story that a bunch of large retailers like Levi Strauss and others are going to increase prices this month because of Trump's tariffs, among other things. They were holding off because of Christmas, and they already had some price increases, but they had another round of price increases because of tariffs and a few other things. But I read the little quick blurb from the Wall Street Journal story. That's what it was. Yeah. But yes, the FCC cleared Bad Bunny because a Republican congressman was very upset that Bad Bunny's halftime show was sexual and homosexual. It was like, I mean, I guess you could call it sexual because he was dancing and he's Latino. Okay. Like, he grabbed his crotch twice. Okay. Like, in today's day and age, that's really not much today. And they were dancing Latino, which, like, I don't want to say it's sexual. It's actually, I would say it's more sensual than sexual, right? Latin dancing. It's incredibly, I mean, what do you call this? Is that sexual? It's sensual. It's so hot. Exactly. It's hot. Exactly. As Tom says, it's hot. You know what I mean? But it's salsa. It's this. It's like, it is hot. Yeah. But it is very sensual, but I wouldn't call it sexual. I'm surprised the FCC didn't either. Yeah. It's passionate, but it's not just, it's sexy. Maybe that's a better word, because sexual makes me think you're like saying, ooh, this kind of crap, right? It's sexy dancing because it's very this and it's very sensual and very, so that it's very, it's eros, it's not erotic. It's sexy, it's not sexual, right? It's this, that's why I say sensual and not sexual. It's not rude. It's actually polite. Other than grabbing his crotch once or twice, which was stupid. And I thought when he grabbed his crotch, I was like, come on, whatever. It was dumb. But the dancing is beautiful, and it's not disgusting at all. But it's beautiful. Yeah, yeah. I'm not digging at all, but you're about to leave if you think I'm digging. I'm actually trying to describe the difference for a bigoted Republican congressman to what Latin dancing actually is. If you think I'm digging, you're on the wrong show. But yeah, so very interesting. But they dropped the investigation because they found, I'm surprised that even the Republicans must have, actually, you know what part of the problem was? Not part of the problem, probably the big problem was the election. Probably the White House. I guarantee you the White House called and said, are you out of your minds? Like, yeah, we tried to turn him into a thing and we didn't know he was a thing. Right? Like the Republicans tried to turn Bad Bunny into some kind of a decadence of America, liberal, blah, blah. And they didn't realize he's huge, he's hot, he's very good. And he's really nice and sweet in his messages about love. And yeah, there was some, some stuff during the show. He used some dirty words and stuff, apparently. But his messages about love and stuff, and I guarantee you that the FCC got a call and they said, we've got an election coming up. We don't need you to be investigating, like, not just the top Latino singer in the world, but one of the top singers in the world for the Super Bowl halftime show. We're already in trouble enough with Latinos. Yeah. So I had no idea how famous he was. I really didn't know who he was. I had seen the Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live is a famous American comedy show every Saturday night. It's been on for 50 years, since the early 1970s. A lot of our famous comedians come from the show, and over the years. And they had an episode months ago and I saw the episode multiple times, had no idea Bad Bunny was on there, with Pedro Pascal. There's a Latino member of the cast who's fabulous. I'm forgetting his name. Is it Hernandez or something? What's his name? The Latino cast member on SNL, the 21-year-old guy or whatever. He's hilarious. Marcelo. Is it Hernandez maybe or something? But Marcelo. And he's there bringing his white girlfriend to meet mom, right? To meet his Latin mom. And it's white gringa who doesn't speak English or doesn't speak Spanish. And he brings her to meet mom, and mom is this Latin mom who speaks, some English, but Spanish. And she's making fun of the girlfriend in Spanish, right? Well, at the same time, and the mom is Pedro Pascal, which is fabulous, right? Big star. Well, mom is there with the aunt, and I saw the episode, had no idea. The aunt was Bad Bunny. I had no idea. Actually, I will find the picture and show you. I had no idea that the aunt was Bad Bunny. Hang on a second here. Pedro Pascal, SNL, Bad Bunny. Because I can show you the picture. I can't show you the video because YouTube would probably have a conniption fit. Here we go. Oh, that's the, I can't, here we go. There we go. That's the image of them. But of course, the white-haired wig, I'll show you guys too. The white-haired wig is Pedro Pascal, but the dark-haired wig is Bad Bunny. I had no idea that was Bad Bunny. Absolutely no idea. And literally, I watched it again the other day and went, wait a minute. Was it a year ago? Yeah, it was great. I saw it at the time. It was great, but I was liking Pedro Pascal. I had no idea Bad Bunny. So, yeah. And she's talking, and it is a very funny skit because she's talking about the gringa and all of the and throwing out words like, I forgot if she said hooker. She used some words in English that the girls kind of like, huh? It was very funny. Pedro Pascal. Oh, that's interesting. Spanglish, exactly. Bad Bunny wrestled in WWE. I'm surprised because he's tall, but I never think of him as being a wrestler. Interesting. The other one, there's like a telenovela actor. Oh no, I'll have to look. Okay. Well, I didn't actually see the rest of the episode because I didn't know Bad Bunny. So I'll have to look for more of Bad Bunny's stuff on there. Oh, that's true. They both had facial hair playing the mom and the aunt. That's true. They left their beards on. Yeah. He was in WWE. That is hilarious. Funny. They did it in telenovela. Okay, I'll have to check. Telenovelas are Spanish soap operas, basically. I loved it. I was not familiar with the guy. He's smoking hot. He's quite good. The interesting thing I will say too is I have a pretty good sound bar on my TV. For some reason, the Super Bowl itself, the quality of the Spanish, I could not understand his Spanish, like almost not a word. When I watched the video again on my computer, I understood, it's Puerto Rican, there are limits, but I understood much of the Spanish, but there was a lot I didn't because it's still Puerto Rican Spanish, which is a very hard accent to understand until you get used to it. But I understood much more. I was listening. I was like, oh, he's talking about this and this and this. And then a lot of slang I wouldn't know. But it was funny that on TV, it's much worse of a, the sound quality was much worse on my TV. And again, I've got a good sound bar. He talks fast, but he's also Puerto Rican. It's wow, 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 and again, like I saw, there was a tape of him at the GLAAD Awards speaking Spanish, but I suspect he was trying to speak more clearly. I think he might have been, because you could understand him very well at the GLAAD Awards. If you speak Spanish, and you're not a native speaker, which I'm not. You could understand him really well. But no, he's just actually the other one that's really nice you've got to find. You're Cuban. Well, although Cubans, I'm I'm trying to remember with the Cubans. I can't remember how you guys speak. Do you guys eat your words and stuff, or are you pretty clear with your Spanish? I kind of feel like you guys are a little more clear with your Spanish. Because like I've got cousins that are Panamanian, forget it. The Puerto Ricans, forget it. Like the oh, wow, 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 wow kind of talking, right? But are Cubans a little more clear, or do Cubans also have that oh, wow, wow, as I call it, you know? Thank you guys, 100,000 taps on TikTok, lovely. Jen's got her flags up. But how is Cuban though? So Cuban's a little more clear? Okay. I thought so. I've not been to Cuba, and I don't live in Florida, so I haven't really met that many Cubans in my life. Or the ones I've met, it's been in English. So, the S's, okay. Anyway, it was fun though. It was, as I said, I'm gonna check his music out more. No, you're seeing airplanes. That's an airplane going by. That was, and maybe just pixelation. Definitely not snow. Nah. It's 43 degrees out right now, so. Calvin Klein advertisement? There's a Calvin Klein advertisement with Bad Bunny? I don't have to be asked twice. Let me look here. 1 second here. Actually, we're almost at the end of the show here. Hold on. Calvin Klein. Is it it's a video ad. Oh. I hear you, dog. Oh, hang on. Actually, funny. You know, the only thing is, it looks a little bit like a Saturday Night Live ad, though. A little bit. I mean, he's hot, but I still feel like I'm watching a Saturday Night Live takeoff of a Calvin Klein ad. I have to tell you, something about that ad still looks to me like it might be a joke. It's just there's something that looks funny. Hey, I hear you. Okay, I know. See, we're back. I got 10 minutes of calm or 15 minutes of calm with the treat. Something about it's a great ad, but something about the ad still looks like it's an SNL takeoff of an ad. You know, his Super Bowl shirt was made in Portugal. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, it was hey, he looked good in it. I hear you. Oh my God, crazy dog. I know. Oh my God. All right, guys. I'm gonna get going. We're already at 20 after almost. Thank you for joining this evening, all of you. TikTok, YouTube, Discord, Substack, Instagram. Trying to stream many places nowadays just to get my love out there. Substack, especially Substack. We're doing a lot of you guys lately. I do a morning on Substack as well, so check that out. I do a special video just for Substackers, Monday to Friday mornings. Otherwise, join me tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern. I do the show every night, Monday to Friday, and we talk with the latest news. And this is the free show for everybody, so come join us. But anyway, thank you. Please do follow me for any of the services, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And then deal with my dog and give her another treat. Although now we're at the point where she can get her snack. Oh, it's so hard to be you. I know. All right. Bye, Discord. All right. Everybody but TikTok is about to disappear because I get you all at once. So goodbye, all of you, and stream. Boom.